Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Limitless Gaming esports coverage of Limitless Formula Racing, the Tuesday Limitless 2 edition. We are just waiting to get into the race for the 50% race that will be taking place here for these Tuesday drivers as they just completed their short quali and 5-lap sprint qualifying. So as we head into the race, Big Weir, what are you expecting and what are you hoping for
Probably
this?
rain, Cam. Probably rain. Please no. I've been having a little glance at the Discord. Nobody wants rain. Nobody wants rain at all. Apart from ZD Neto, he's all for it. But sorry, mate. We've had enough. We're on strike. We're on a water ban, hose pipe ban, everything. It's going to be glorious.
Hopefully. So let us see. We are heading in. What is...
No.
Oh, let's go!
Let's
go! Clear skies, folks. Clear
The
skies.
sun is shining, so wake up, squeaky head, get out of bed. That's what we need, man. That's
boy. It is time to celebrate. We have clear skies, and it's looking like it is going to be good weather conditions for this race.
It's so good, man. Look how it actually looks warm. This is the British summertime that we need right now. I said before I wanted a sweaty little DRS race, and I think those guys at the front, it's gonna be going at it all race. Brandon managed to pull away quite well in the wet, but I think as long as those guys can hold on to that DRS, this is gonna get sweaty.
So just looking at the... Oh, as H. Bosworth has left.
I'll try and get him back.
So just looking at the starting tire compounds for these drivers. So Dark Stomper and King Benny, who are first and second respectively, starting on the softs. Anthony, who is reserving for the Haas team, has decided to start on the medium compound tire. Waitsy, who is in fourth, starting in fourth, is on the soft tire. Kingsholm and H. Bosworth, fifth and sixth, they are starting on the mediums. So 7th place, James, 8th place, Electric Envy, 9th, Cons YT, and Kadoy in 10th, all on the soft compound tire. We have Iggy Combo of the Alfa Romeo team starting on the mediums. Flea 1996 of the Red Bull team starting on the softs, as well as Janati starting on the softs. We have Boosted in 14th starting on the mediums. And then the last four drivers of Phoenix, Zeta Neto, Prior Thib, and BKS starting on the soft tires.
Gotta be honest, I'm surprised that more people haven't opted to go for the medium and try and stick with the front runners. I think Anthony's made an absolute clinker of a call here. If he can hold on to the back of Dark Stomper and King Benny, by the time the pit stops come, he's gonna have such an advantage at the end of the race on those fresh softs. But I say all this, Cam, and I talk about strategy all the time, and then a safety car comes and it ruins everything. So I'm just expecting a sweaty race, man, and I'm all for it. I'm all for it right now.
Yep. I'm looking forward to this with these clear conditions. So just waiting for BKS to line up in his grid spot. Yep, so he is set and we are ready for the start of this 26-lap race. 4 and 5 red lights, and James gets a drive-through penalty for a jump start.
Not what you need at the start of Silverstone. If you're just going to end up in no man's land. Yellow flag set to a massive incident, turn 1.
Wow. 2 cars, Prior Thib and Janati, are out, and we have a virtual safety car. And it looks like Boosted as well is caught up in that as well.
Honestly, not sure what happened there. Prix is not having the luck of late. He's been out early of, I'd say, probably the last couple of races at least. Like I say, he's slap in the middle of the table, and 5 points could be the difference of 5 positions in the middle of the table at the minute. He's just not getting the luck. But that is, well, exactly what Alfa Romeo wanted to see for their fight. As long as they both finish in the points, or one of them finishes in the points, they're going to jump ahead of McLaren. But only a VSC at the minute. Surprised it didn't go full, but it's about to end some point soon because they're all starting to speed up again.
So as it is right now, Zedanetto, as yep, we are back underway, and it looks like King Benny got a great jump and may be able. Dark Stomper has now just put it into 8th gear. I don't know what happened. King Benny was catching him, and then all of a sudden, I just saw Dark Stomper start to pull away.
He's running a lot less downforce than what King Benny's running. Clearly, he's right in his gearbox, coming out of maggots and baggots, and he just left him for dead, even though he had the toe down the back street with more yellow flags. It's Anthony.
Oh, it's Anthony. Sorry, Flea is into the pits. And yep,
Flea get caught up in turn 1, for instance, to be fair, but Combo making some moves in the middle of the order as well, going around the outside of Kodoy. H. Bosworth looks like he hasn't reconnected yet, so that's an AA car in the mix there.
Ooh, and Kodoy having a bit of a moment, and that's going to give BKS the invitation to go side by side with the Williams driver, and yep, trying to make his way around the outside, which turns into the inside, and yep, BKS is able to make his way up into, and there's a battle ahead. Iggy Combo may have gotten a bit caught out and has dropped back to 11th. Zedanetto has made up 7 positions in a lap and a half, so he is doing quite a good job at this moment, and he has the AI car of H. Bosworth ahead of him, which he should be overtaking very soon.
Watch that AI car. Like I say, it's in the way at the moment. H. Bosworth, I've got word from him. Apparently the game's not letting him rejoin, so that car is massively in the way at the moment for a lot of the drivers. He's actually hindering his teammate at the minute.
Yep. And yep, a few cars past Iggy. That would be BKS and Kodoy. So Iggy has dropped 2 positions in a relatively short amount of time. Looks like Kodoy is trying to make a move on BKS, but just not able to make that happen. Now riding on board with Cons YT, going side by side with Kingsholm and able to outbreak what it looks like outbreak, but Kingsholm fighting back on the inside. Who will get the better traction as we have yellow flag sector 1 and 2? That is Phoenix, I believe.
He's not getting the luck this week again either. Oh, he's round again, Phoenix. You're breaking me heart, man. After last week, I totally done him dirty last week. I told him he could overtake the safety car, and he actually listened to me. I mean, it is possible, I just don't know how to do it. But, yeah, it was worth a go. But, like I say, it's only going to take a safety car to throw everyone back into the mix here. King Benny, though, in the DRS, the Dark Stomper, can't get the move done this lap, but this looks like it could go all race long.
Yep, so I was on board with Iggy Combo I think I was on board with Kodoy. He made his way as James goes into the pits. Iggy Combo made his way past Kodoy to go up into 11th. Now I'm riding on board with Electric Envy, new full-time driver for the Ferrari team. And just keeping up with Kingsholm, who is in 5th, and Kingsholm at the moment able to stay within that 1 second gap of Cons YT to get that DRS that will be able to aid him.
Oh, this fight at the front is getting very, very, very juicy. King Benny right in the gearbox of Dark Stomper. I'd say with that DRS he could be in good nick for an overtake here. Wait, see though, sitting just behind. He's 3/10 from the DRS at the minute. He needs to close that gap before these two just train away from him. Give him a chance at that win. But at the minute, King Benny, DRS, and overtake on. He's going to get the move done well and truly before that corner. I've forgotten the name of. I'm just going to pretend I know the name of it. Insert the corner name here. But he's got the move done. H Bosworth back in. Dark Stomper's lost the lead.
Yep. So King Benny in the Mercedes has made his way past the championship leader of Dark Stomper. Now I'm riding on board. I'll go down to Electric Envy. Actually, it looks like the Alphas are fighting and they've made contact.
No, again, boys, don't break me heart. H Bosworth just got back into that seat and he was just about to make the overtake. This brings me back to USA right at the start of the season, man. I can't deal with this.
Yeah, and I believe H. Bosworth, he wasn't in his car yet. He has just gotten back into that seat or the seat that he was in that was being controlled by the AI. So when that contact was made between Iggy as Anthony makes his way past H. Bosworth to go into 9th, H. Bosworth wasn't in the seat when that contact took place between both Alfa Romeo drivers. As you have yellow flag sector 1, that's Kadoy.
It's a bit of a dodgy spot, that. It's going to be able to get rejoined. It's okay, though.
Yep, just needs to watch her boosted. So I do not...
drama. Look at the front cam. Look who's back ahead.
Yep. So Dark Stomper has gone back into first, set the fastest lap of the race with a 1:29.784, and as he passes the start finish, we are getting the intervals back up on the screen as due to H. Bosworth coming back into his seat. That made the intervals disappear, but as soon as the next person crosses the start finish, or the first place person crosses the start finish, then we get these intervals back. So King Benny,
he's having a right run, Cam. Look at P8. Look who's there.
Yeah.
Mr. Back of the grid. He's fighting his way right back up through the field again. He's right in the back of P7 at the minute. It's 6 laps in. He's made, I don't even know how many overtakes. I know there were some carnages at the start, but credit to him, he's on quite the run at the minute.
And looking at that interval, he's actually closing in on Zedaneto as well. So BKS is on the charge. And what was that? Yeah, no, Zedaneto will not be getting DRS because he's not within 1 second of Electric Envy, but BKS does have the DRS, also using that battery. And yep, able to make his way past. Ooh, and contact! But luckily able to keep it on track facing in the right direction as BKS moves his way up into 7th.
Problem is his teammates in this car ahead, and that's a train. There's a train going on ahead of Con, Kingsholm and Electric Envy. BKS isn't going to have any DRS, so he's going to have to hope there's a little bit of a scrap goes on ahead of him to try and make up some of those positions again.
Phoenix gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple track limit warnings. It did look like King Benny was going to have a shot at overtaking Dark Stomper, but just ran out of straight and has to stay behind Dark Stomper in 2nd. But I am now on board with Electric Envy. Ooh, as Kingsholm runs a little bit wide. And Electric Envy as Cons YT gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple track limit warnings. We'll go up to King Benny, and yep, so it looks like it's just going to be King Benny and Dark Stomper trading places every single lap down that back DRS straight.
I've made one slight observation though. I think I know what's going on with Dark Stomper at the minute. I think he's being a little bit cheeky here. He's barely using his battery at all. I'm wondering, should we be expecting an undercut here from Dark Stomper to try and break that DRS toe and allow him to disappear into the distance? Because I think King Benny does not have the speed in the straight line to keep up with Dark Stomper. So if he loses that DRS, could allow Dark Stomper the breathing room that he really wants. He's on track. Is exactly what he has exactly what he needs to take the championship next week. At the moment, BKS is in the charge. If he keeps going the way he is, he might keep it alive till after Hungary, but he's got some work to do at the moment.
Yep, so we'll see what it is that Dark Stomper decides to do. But I'm now on board with Electric Envy, and he is still right behind King's Home. Looks like, well, King's Home will be having DRS from Cons YT ahead of him. Now this is, ooh, and Electric Envy. Almost as Dark Stomper makes his way past King Benny to go back into first. King's Home, it's interesting, not able to make his way past Cons YT, even though Cons YT doesn't have DRS.
So Cons is running a very low downforce setup, something similar to what Dark Stomper is running at the front. He just seems to have that straight line speed, so he's completely debunking the DRS at the moment, which is exactly what he needs to do. Only thing is, when those tyres start to go off, it's going to be very, very slow in those corners.
So, looks like King Benny, yep, has overtaken Dark Stomper again. So, these two, as Iggy Combo gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple track limit warnings, these two, King Benny and Dark Stomper, just trading places at almost every DRS zone.
Yeah, this is what I wanted, and I'm getting exactly what I asked for. I was on board with Electric Envy there, by the way. I tried to stick a move up the inside at the end of the first DRS straight. Didn't pay off for him though. Kingston runs a little bit wide there at Cops corner into Maggots, and Baggots is looking a little bit vulnerable from the Ferrari behind.
Yep, so Dark Stomper makes his way past King Benny once again. We'll see, will King's Home be able to make his way past Cons YT? Cons YT parks his car in the middle going into that turn, and he is able to keep fourth as I believe Zeta Neto made his way past, and we have yellow flags in sector 3. Oh! Cons is around.
Not entirely sure what's happened there. I did see King's Home lining up a move, but it doesn't look like he's any damage, so I'm not sure they've made contact, but Cons has come off a lot worse for wear there.
Yep, and I believe Zeta Neto was able to make... What has happened?
My predictions they're happening. Waitsy's dived into the pits, he's going for that undercut to try and get back into that fight for P1. I'm just going to keep an eye here. I will be very surprised if either King Benny or Dark Stomper do not dive into the pits this lap to try and cover off Waitsy. He's got so much clear track ahead of him. He's got faster tyres at the moment. Yeah, he could end up potentially jumping these two if he puts the decent enough lap in. King Benny and Dark Stomper gotta think about that threat that they can't see at the minute rather than the one right in front of them, as it could become a little bit costly.
Yep, so it'll be interesting. Let's ride on board. Nope, both Dark Stomper and King Benny going past the pit lane, so I'm wondering if they're gonna be holding out for a potential safety car.
It's what they're going to have to hope for. I think Waitsy's got the pace. to potentially jump these two if he keeps going at the rate he's going. Quite a long pit lane here. So I think it's in and around 29 seconds. He's currently 30.5 behind Dark Stomper, and he's closing the gap. So these guys could be potentially making themselves very, very vulnerable to Waitsy here. He's just pumping lap after lap in here and looking to be close to personal bests.
So I'm currently on board with Electric Envy. Went side by side with King's Home. Oh, and better traction for the Ferrari driver, but looks like King's Home may potentially be using a bit of that battery to stay ahead of Electric Envy, but we will see as they head into this S section through Sector 2. It will be DRS for Electric Envy, and it should be a easy overtake. And yep, side by side with King's Home, and now past King's Home to go up into third is Electric Envy as King Benny is into the pits.
And let's see, I'm going to ride on board with Waitsy here, see where he is. He's only coming through Magnussen Baggets now. It's going to be, I think it's going to be a little bit close in the exit here. I think Benny's going to have it, but I think he might have an AlphaTauri in his DRS whenever he leaves this pit lane.
Yep, so I'll ride on board with Waitsy. We will see how close it is between King Benny.
Is it going to be close? Benny's coming out of the pit there, and he's approaching the exit now. Where is Waitsy?
Just coming around turn 1. And King Benny is clear of Waitsy.
Where's the interval? I'm trying to find the interval here. He's made a lot of time, most definitely, but not enough to get that jump. Can either of them jump Dark Stomper though?
Yep, this will be interesting. So Waitsy is going to try and use the DRS that he is getting off of Iggy Combo to then try and catch up. Looks like Waitsy is actually going to make his way past Iggy Combo before being able to get an advantage of DRS off of the Alfa Romeo driver. So Waitsy is up into 7th place as Dark Stomper is into the pits now as well.
Do you know what? King Benny's exactly what Waitsy was whenever he entered the pits. This is gonna be another close one.
Yep, so King's Home inherits first place as we are currently on lap 13 of this 26 lap race. So Dark Stomper just coming out of the pits, and we will see. Oh, King Benny coming around turn 1, and King Benny has overtaken Dark Stomper with the undercut. And clear of DRS as well.
Gonna get a move on now. Waitsy's managed to get himself right back into this fight as well. He's got DRS and Dark Stomper. It's just looking like a saucy little fight at the minute for first position. Like I say, don't count the medium runners out yet. If there's a safety car anytime soon, BKS will be having a right laugh if there's one this lap. Same with King's Home. H. Bosworth, Anthony after that spin earlier in the race. Yeah, it's still all to play for yet.
So I'm currently on board with H. Bosworth. DRS wide open for the Alfa Romeo driver, following 3/10 behind Anthony in the Haas. Anthony might be a little bit low on battery as his lights are flashing, but H. Bosworth not able to make his way past Anthony as BKS is into the pits. So I'm currently riding on board with Flea, getting as Waitsy is able to set the fastest lap of the race with a 1:29.265, and Flea with a great overtake on Kadoy to go up into 13th. That was a move by the Red Bull driver.
Flea's really got to be praying for a safety car at this stage of the game. He's on hards. The hards around here aren't fast. Kadoy comes back through. Flea's not looking anywhere near the points at the minute in this. I'm not gonna lie, Cam, a safety car right now would be perfect to mix this up. It would be phenomenal. It would throw... anyone could win this race if there was a safety car right now. Throw a lot of drivers in the mix and give a lot of those guys at the back a second chance too. So I've done a bit of research. Had a look to see what happened. We've got footage from turn 1. There was a collision between Boosted Thib. Well, Boosted who just retired. I've just jinxed him. There was a collision between Boosted, Prior Thib, and Gennardi at turn 1. All 3 went into turn 1, and not one of them made the corner. The one for the steers to look at, most definitely. But I'm not sure. It's hard to tell from the footage, but it looks like 3 just tried to go into 1 and it didn't work out.
So I'm currently on board with BKS as Dark Stomper sets the fastest lap of the race with a 1:28.647. BKS has made his way past Zeta Neto to go up into 9th, and it looks like BKS is rightly on the charge.
Looking like a phenomenal recovery drive for him. This is literally a damage limitation race at this point. You've got to hope King Benny and Waitsy take the fight to Dark Stomper, just to give him a chance. So you never know. With the controller problems that Dark Stomper's having, wink wink, he might crash. Wink wink.
Ooh, and there's a battle going on for that 13th position. Phoenix and Kadoy were just side by side. Kadoy able to take that 13th place position, and Flea is just in behind Phoenix. Maybe just being a bit patient to see where he can capitalize on a potential error by one of these two drivers. So currently on board with King Beniaz. We are currently on lap 16 of this 26 lap race. King Benny about half a second behind Dark Stomper in the Alpine. So as it is right now, Kingsholm is leading this race and he's currently on 15 lap old mediums. I'm wondering if he is potentially waiting out for a potential safety car.
Potentially, I'd say. I was just thinking that in my head. I don't know when these guys should pit. Like, if they're comfortable on these tires, why not gamble? Maybe try for the safety car. One thing I will say though is there's a bit of a game changer about 2 seconds ahead of Dark Stomper at the moment, in the form of Anthony. If Dark Stomper can get on the back of Anthony, overtake him and put him between himself and King Benny, might give him the window he needs to try and break that DRS. It's possible. It's happened before. Will I be surprised if it happens again? No. It's got to be what he's hoping for at this point, because with King Benny, as he overtakes him, now it could also be King Benny's spanner in the works.
Oh, we have yellow flags. Not sure who that would have been. Probably Flea. Yeah, I think Flea may have had a bit of an error, as BKS is making his way past Iggy Combo to go up into 8th. And Kingsholm and H. Bosworth have dived into the pits.
Anthony's got to be praying for a safety car now. If it comes right now, it'll be perfect for him. Anthony, a Monday driver who has a lot of pace in the tank. He's just on an alternate strategy that hasn't worked out for him so far. But a safety car in lap 17, it's not impossible. Not impossible.
Not at all. So I'm currently on board with Waitsy, who is just following behind Dark Stomper, and then you have Dark Stomper, who is following behind King Benny. King Benny, based off of having pitted already, he is currently net P1 in this race, although he does have Anthony, who is ahead of him, who has yet to pit. Looks like Dark Stomper is going to make his way past King Benny, and yep, he does, to go up into second place. I'm now riding on board with Zeta Neto, who just gets onto the grass, and ooh, Anthony. 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane for Anthony, who's reserving for the Haas team today.
Good run there. I was on board with him on the entry of the pits. He came in very, very hot. He just couldn't get the car slowed down quick enough. Gonna hurt a little bit, but he's on the sauce. He can definitely make up some time in those medium runners.
So Phoenix gets himself a 3-second time penalty, and I'm actually on board with Kadoy at the moment, who may be able to make a pass, but I believe King's Home has made his way past Iggy Combo to go up into 7th. So these soft tires for King's Home, they're going to be able to do wonders for the last 8 laps of this race.
He's an absolute speedy boy at the moment. Like I said, I don't know if he's got the pace to get onto those front 3, but I suppose maybe his target's BKS at the moment. He's not too far up the road. It's not an unrealistic gap to make up. He's got 8 laps to do it. He's just got a Williams in the way.
And I'm currently on board with Phoenix, having a right fight with Kadoy for that 13th place position. It's going to be DRS for the Williams driver of Kadoy, and it looks like Phoenix is a bit low on the battery. Kadoy, ooh, Phoenix able to keep it in there and maybe able to keep that 13th place position. Yup, comes out ahead, out tractions Kadoy and stays in 13th. They touch the Williams and Aston Martin driver. Kadoy going down the inside into Cops. This is quite a battle for this 13th place position. As they touch at Kadoy!
No,
and
that's
Phoenix!
A safety car. That's gotta be a safety car. That was massive crash. 2 tried to go into 1 there, and it did not pay off. Monumental crash into Magnussen brackets. That's exactly what Flea needed. James has dived into the pits. It's going to be a soft sprint race to the finish here, essentially. BKS is back in the mix.
Yep. So it is interesting. Will Dark Stomper pit is the question.
I would really hate to be him right now. Hate to be him right now. How do you make this call? If you pit, the other guys are probably going to stay out. How far are you going to drop down the order? He probably sitting around GD Neto at the minute, I think. I think he dropped out at P5 maybe. That's if no one else does pit. I think I think at least one of these guys is going to stay out.
Yep, so we'll see Dark Stomper. What decision does he make? He goes in. King Benny follows. Waits, he follows as well.
Go in.
Yep.
BKS, does he roll the dice here? Does he stay out and hope for the best? Maybe his teammate will help him out today. Does he stay out, see if he can do?
He stays out.
Staying out.
And Electric Envy comes in. Zeta Neto into the pits. King's Home staying. Yep, King's Home is on the softs, only 1 lap old. So as Zeta Neto gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Let us see Cons YT severe collision with Iggy. That must have been going into the pit lane. And King's Home is in 2nd.
Dark Stomper's just come out of the pits behind. This is gonna get juicy. We could. I thought this race was going between Dark Stomper, King Benny, and Waitsy, but well, throw that out the window, folks. We got a late safety car, and it's a sprint race to the end. This is going to get absolutely saucy. We're going to get about 2 laps on the safety car here, I think. Flea's, well, 50 seconds, maybe 3. Flea's 50 seconds behind at the minute. I think he stayed out just in case. He got lapped then, but he's thrown himself right back into the mix after that earlier incident. Anthony's down there in P11. Managed to get rid of his time penalty as well. He's serving it at the moment. Fresh sauce for him. Iggy Combo's P10. I don't even know where to look, Ken. It's going to be sweaty. I'm going to sit up, I'm going to set my controller down, and I'm going to enjoy.
So Flea has decided to come into the pits, puts on a fresh set of soft tires. Also had wing damage as well, getting a new front wing.
Interestingly, I wonder how long he's had that for. Because if he's been driving on hard tyres with that wing damage this whole time, I think he's just been praying for that safety car. The question is how quickly can he catch the pack. He's almost a lap behind. Safety car currently in sector 3. Flea's going to fully send it back round to the pack. Try and get as many laps racing as he can to try and make some of those overtakes. If he gets an extra lap, could be an extra position. He only needs 3 for the points.
Yep, and a bunch of time penalties ahead of him as well. So if he just keeps up with the pack, he may be able to finish at least P9. Man, Zedaneto's into the pits now as well. Might be P8.
Wonder, I think that 8 seconds one of them might be a speed in the pit lane. He's going to serve it this lap. But you've got the likes of Ian Combo there in 9 seconds. You've got Cons on 6. You know, Flea could be on for quite a solid result considering where he's been running all race.
Yep, so Zedaneto serves that 5-second time penalty in the pit lane, but no, I think Zedaneto's going to come out in front of Flea, but still does have that 3-second time penalty, which that will be advantageous for Flea of the Red Bull team.
Could be his second point finish in 2 races, and I mean the guy hasn't had points from I think week 4 was the last time I checked. Apart from last week, of course, but seems that he's finally getting the hang of that wheel. Finally getting there with it. It's took him a long time. I remember he started it in China. Was not getting on well with it at all. Not in the slightest. I'm just going to go and check when China actually was. I want to say week 4, but that's how long he's been. Yeah, so he's been struggling with that wheel from week 4. We're now on week, I want to say 15. I'm going to say 15. So
yes,
it's taken him 11 race weeks, but he's finally got a little bit of consistency, a little bit of the luck he needed. Fingers crossed he can get himself back into the mix today. I think if he behaves himself, he could end up with some good points for Red Bull.
So it's going to be interesting to see, will the safety car come in on this lap? It would be a relatively late call, but let us see what happens. So Flea just coming down the back straight.
No, it's going to stay out.
So this is interesting. So BKS is on 6-lap old medium tires. This may actually serve as a bit of an advantage for BKS.
He's got to leave. He's got to look after those tires. For the moment, like I said, I hope Kingshome's tires start to go off because he's gonna be after this win. He's in a great position for it. He's got Dark Stomper behind. If he can clear BKS, and BKS isn't going to let Dark Stomper through, let's face it. You said there's so many people in the mix for this one at the moment. It's actually crazy. Like there's H. Bosworth down there in P6, 4-lap Old Sauce, similar sort of level to Kingsholme. But if Kingshome's got a chance, anyone's got a chance, really. Like I said, I don't even know who to call up for. The penalties are going to come into play here, definitely. I think there could be some significant jumps in the order, particularly down in that 8, 9, 10 position. There's some quite heavy penalties there. James sitting there with 3, Iggy sitting with 9, and Collins with 6. I keep talking about Flea. I think if he genuinely just behaves himself, he's in the points.
So we're currently on lap 22 of 26, so that will mean the race will be commencing on lap 23. They'll do lap 23, 24, so it will be most likely 2 laps of DRS that can be used, and it will be as race control has indicated that the safety car will be coming in this lap. BKS weaving, trying to get some heat into those tires. So yeah, it's going to be interesting who is going to be able to use that DRS to their advantage in the final 2 laps.
He's got to go late here. It's the only shot that King comes in much fresher tires, so he'll comfortably get him into turn 1. He's got to go as late as he can. He's gone.
Yep.
Got a decent jump. Him and Kingston both got a decent jump off of the guys behind. There's a second gap there already.
Yeah, that's interesting. Dark Stomper not, as James gets a 3-second time penalty as well as Flea. That's going to hurt Flea. And I see debris flying in the air. James making contact with Cons. They run wide off of the circuit. We have yellow flag sector 1, and that is Cons, who had a bit of a moment.
Cons is missing an end plate there, so it looks like his race is well and truly over unless by some miracle there's another safety car in the next couple of laps, but I think it's very unlikely at this stage. But BKS and Kingston are flying out in front. Dark Stomper's clawed back some of that time. I'm going to say they need Benny and Waitsy to make some moves on him. Because I think he's going to be right in their gearboxes very, very soon.
So it looks like James has made his way past Flea to go up into 11th. I'm riding on board with King's Home, who, without DRS, will he be able to catch up to BKS? Doesn't look like it, but Electric Envy makes his way past H. Bosworth to go, and we have yellow flag sector 3. Flea is around.
Oh, that's devastating for him. He's actually devastating for him. He finally got some luck. I think, do you know what it is? It was all my hype on his lap trying to cancel the safety car. I've done it again, Ken. I've jinxed him, haven't I? I need to stop this, seriously. But, unfortunately for him, it's going to put him well out of the mix. Unless there's some serious drama. He's essentially hoping in for 2 DNFs at this point to have a chance at some points today.
Oh, and BKS! So King's Home made his way past BKS to go up into first, and then BKS tried to cut the corner. Oh, and contact between BKS and Dark Stomper. They are going at it right now. Dark Stomper able to make his way past BKS to go up into second. King Benny right beside BKS. Yeah, this may not end. Oh, they keep it while BKS does run a bit wide. And they're still side by side, King Benny and BKS. BKS yields. Sorry, I cannot get the words out. Yields for King Benny. And now down in fourth. And now Waitsy is almost beside BKS as well. Who will be able to? BKS able to stay in fourth place, but Waitsy looking for a bit of a switchback and later on the brakes. But BKS does hold it around the outside, able to take that fourth place position back. We have DRS enabled on lap 25, only this lap and one more remaining of this race. It is King's Home who is leading at the moment.
The problem is he's got a very, very racy Alpine behind him. With DRS and with a lot of battery in the tank. Dark Stomper on course for taking the maximum points possible from this race.
Oh, and there's contact between both Ferraris. Electric Envy is around in the grass.
thought that was BKS for a second. That really would have done him. Might put Flea up into the points again. Oh, never mind. He's in the mud. But no, as I was saying, Dark Stomper well and truly on course for taking the maximum points from this race weekend. And I think, is that a retirement or is he spun again?
Yeah, I think he has spun again. So it's DRS4, Dark Stomper, and King Benny. And Dark Stomper going side by side with King's Home as Electric Envy gets a 10-second time penalty for multiple track limit warnings. Anthony and Zadaneto are going side by side. Make a slight bit of contact, but Anthony able to be later on the brakes. But Zadaneto going for the switchback and is able to take 7 back, and Anthony's around!
Anthony spun, he's made contact with Anthony's front right. Oh, he's not having the luck lately, is he? The similar happened to him yesterday on the last lap. He was facing the wrong direction, and the same thing's happened again today. Flea, if Anthony's feeling very, very generous, might get himself a point.
So we're on the final lap of this race. It is King's Home who is leading as we have yellow flag sector 1. Is that Anthony again? Yep, Flea has moved past.
Actually up into the points.
Yep. So well done by the Red Bull driver of Flea. Let us see these top 3, make it 4 drivers, all within DRS of each other. King Benny in second and is gonna get DRS off of King's Home. King Benny making his way past King's Home. Will Dark Stomper do so as well? Nope, not in the straight, but might be able. Gets better traction. King's Home gets a penalty!
Oh, very late in the brakes. That's going to be devastating for me. 2 corners to go. And it's going to put him right back down. Benny takes fastest lap as well on that final lap. Takes it from Dark Stomper. Dark Stomper gets promoted to P2. Waitsy just misses out on the podium there. After King's Home's penalty, BKS down in P5. Dark Stomper has extended his championship lead yet again, and could, if my math is correct, could still win the championship next week. But BKS is doing everything he can, starting from the back of the grid, ending up P5. You can't complain with that. Yep. 2 Alfa Romeo boys also in the points. Flea managed to get himself that point in the end. I thought he was in the mud. He'd be happy with the point. There's 2 consecutive points finishes. He'd be happy with that.
Yep, so it is King Benny of the Mercedes team getting himself the victory in today's race as BKS gets the driver of the day as determined by the game and made up quite a few positions from starting at the back in 18th. So I will go through the finishing order for this race. It is King Benny of the Mercedes team finishing in first, also with the fastest lap. Well done by him. Dark Stomper finishes in second. King's Home finishes in third. Waitsy finishes in fourth. BKS in fifth. H. Bosworth in sixth. Zadaneto in seventh. Iggy Combo finishes eighth. James finishes in ninth. Flea finishes in 10th. Anthony finishes 11th. Electric Envy in 12th, and then this will be the start of the DNF. So it is Cons YT in 13th, Kadoy in 14th, Phoenix in 15th, Boosted in 16th, Prior Thib in 17th, and Janati in 18th place.
Well, how nice it was to have a dry run for a change on Tuesdays. Very civilised race that was. Great battle from those guys at the front. Like I say, they were on each other all race. Waitsy did an amazing job to throw himself back into the mix with that undercut. King's Home, unfortunate with that last lap penalty, but still manages to get himself on the podium. And King Benny, nice guy Benny, steals the fastest lap point and takes P1. Will surely fire himself right up the standings with that result.
Yep, well done by the Mercedes driver. So I would like to thank everyone for tuning into this broadcast of Tuesday Limitless 2 today. This upcoming Thursday for Thursday Formula 4, as I just head to the calendar, the race will be taking place at Austria, and looks like it will be the sprint qualifying format. So 25% sprint, reverse top 10 from sprint finish for Grand Prix, I guess. Yeah, so reverse top 10 it'll be reverse top 10 for the Grand Prix, and then it'll be a 50% race where the top 15 will get points for that race. How are you looking forward to that race on Thursday?
I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win. Tune in, cheer me on. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. It was a great race. I really enjoyed the race last week. To be fair, H. Bosworth kept me very, very honest. Right until the end, he got that last lap overtake. So go check that one out. Definitely. I thought I had it in the bag, but he's very, very quick one in Portugal. But Austria, one of my stronger tracks. Probably wet, mind you, but we'll see what wet is. But no, I'm looking forward to it, to be fair. But yes, I have to admit, I still love my Tuesdays. And
Yep.
I think, like I said, me and Ken both really enjoy commentating on this, and we really appreciate the interaction we get in the comments. And I suppose we should say thank you very much. And please do like and subscribe in the video, because it makes me feel better and gives me some self-confidence. But no, guys, thank you very much.
Yep. So thank you guys for tuning in to this broadcast for today. For myself as well as Big Weir, we would like to say take care.